This concept is called compounding effects. It is probably the core reason why Warren Buffett is the 11th richest person in the world. He's 11th in the billionaires list. He started in the middle class and he's made his wealth entirely using compounding returns. And it's probably one of the most powerful concepts in general, even outside of finance, but it comes from finance directly. It comes from this concept called compound interest. And explained simply is if you start with $100, 10% interest, you get $10. And then another 10% interest on that. Instead of getting another $10, you get $11. So you go from 100 to 110 to 121 and then 133. And it's the long-term effects of building your gains on top of your gains. It deals with consistency and compounding. Connecting it to the previous concept, it talks about cash flow surplus. There's the reason cash flow surplus is important because there's compounding effects to it. So if you have a cash flow deficit, if you spend more than you make, if you do that consistently over the long term, it compounds on itself. So you won't just lose money, you'll lose more and more money and you'll get into more of an issue. This is how people get in very deep debt. And then compounding on the cash flow surplus, this is what people call savings. When you make more than you spend, when you spend less than you make, you have money. And the more you have, do that over time, you have what is called savings, which is money that you start accumulating. So this is, in the most simplest way, this is one way, a very important way to an important Lego to building wealth. Building wealth is like building resources, accumulating value. You need the compounding effects of cash flow surplus. Without it, this is how you lose solvency. So to stay solvent, you need compounding effects of cash flow surplus. I've seen people when they make a small amount of money, say 6 figures, we have a term for this when people can't get out, it's called 6-figure hell. A big reason people stay in 6-figure hell is because once they've made money, they start spending more than they're making. Once you start spending more than you're making, you'll be at 6 figures and it'll be very, very hard to go make it to 7 figures. It's very hard to make it to $1 million, become a millionaire. This is compounding effects combined with cash flow surplus. So you want a cash flow surplus consistently, so it compounds. Two very simple concepts made it a little more powerful when you combine them together. We'll get into more later.